you guys? It's Mary. You might get a like,
subscribe,
share,
and comment.
Down below, obviously, we are reviewing 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After, you guys.
And I'm so sorry, I kind of lost my voice a little bit, but here I am.
Yes, Mom's voice is a little bit gone, so bear with us. But yeah, we're gonna get right into it, you guys. Basically, the last episode ended off with Angela and Michael. It did not start off that way, but I'm going to start it off with they should have started it off.
Yes.
So basically, Angela went over there to go and talk to Michael.
Yes.
Now, you guys might have remembered that she actually gave Michael one more chance to actually take down the Instagram and everything, which he decided not to. He decided to laugh in her face and say no, because he is trying to make his influencer money doing TikTok dances.
Oh,
okay?
wow. Oh, he is. Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't know that.
So she went there. Instead of going there the next day, she went there that night.
Mm-hmm.
Probably a little drunk, a little belligerent. Went there.
Yeah.
Renee tore apart the car, ripped off the front, ripped off the back of it. Renee was calling Michael, telling him he needs to get out there or whatever. Come to find out, the window they were yelling at, he wasn't even there. He emerges from the darkness with his friend.
He was I don't know.
I think he was at another complex, because
Okay.
at first they had the camera on his friend who had an orange shirt.
Yeah.
Right? And then they quickly turned the camera to Michael,
Who was wearing all black, so it was
So
hard
they
for them
couldn't
to
see
see
him.
him at first.
So I thought that was hilarious, because
Yeah.
they obviously didn't even see him coming. Because the way they even turned the camera was hilarious.
Yeah.
But she lunges at him. He's talking, you bitch, and they're going at him and fighting him or whatever. He said, what is this? What is the meaning of this? What is the meaning of
Look at it.
And she's going at him or whatever.
Oh.
And then she's like, how dare you do this
to
to
my
me?
house? What's the matter with you? I ain't gonna
You coming
take
out
it.
about
I ain't
it?
gonna
You
take
mad?
it.
You mad? Get out! Get out!
You MF, you ain't think getting advantage over me.
Yes.
MF,
Yes.
you be.
She called him every name in the book.
All this stuff is my stuff. You don't own nothing. That's my car.
Yeah. So she was yelling at him, taking stuff apart or whatever and everything. And me personally, I
was
just felt
annoyed. The camera people, they did not intervene. I'm just annoyed because, something like that can go left. I will hope that if I am part of a show, that someone is trying to harm me. I will hope that they will. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Or like if people are about to fight, you will hope that they will intervene.
no.
Especially
You have
when
to have
it's
your
members of the
own
opposite
damn
sex.
security.
It's so annoying, really.
No.
I talked about it last time, so.
Yeah, I just felt like, Angela, you might be mad at Michael or whatever, but I just feel like there's no point. Like, you sat down there and you were talking about how, I might be a fighter, but that doesn't mean that I'm not hurt.
Yeah.
My issue with Angela is that she's not vulnerable. Like, I felt like she could have maybe just had.
Moment.
I know, but 90% of the
That's a
time
lot of
she's not
masculine
vulnerable.
energy. Has a
She's
lot of
not
masculine
vulnerable.
energy.
She doesn't
Yeah.
talk to this man.
Talks
She
at him.
talks at him.
Yeah.
She puts him down,
Yeah.
and she disrespects him.
Yeah.
Now, I feel like Michael hasn't done anything to the point where I feel like he deserves that behavior.
Yeah.
That's where I'm coming from. I just feel like, Angela, you could have had a civil conversation. Instead of you demanding this man to do this and do this, you could have been like, babe, I really just...
taking down Instagram. Angela, do you honestly believe if you were with an American and you told them to take themselves off of Instagram, do you think they will? And this is what I will say to any of these people who are having these
It's
relationships.
such a control thing.
There is a power
dynamic,
and it's uneven. But the way that you do it, if you actually want to have a serious relationship with a foreigner, the way that you do it, you got to ask yourself, when you're doing something to this foreigner and they're saying that they don't like that, think to yourself, if this person was an American, will I demand this from them? Will I ask this of them? And you wouldn't. If that person was an American, you took this girl to Instagram.
That girl bye.
Exactly. They won't even take you serious. It's like, really? I don't think so. Why? Oh, because a woman commented on my photo? You have lost your mind. Everybody has Instagram. Bye. So
and then also,
Angela,
it's like you're on there as well talking to somebody trying to go see somebody in Canada. It's just like this double standard.
And then dancing and you all doing.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like it's irrational. Like,
Yeah.
just the demands are so irrational. It's like you talk to him as if he's some damn peasant.
Yeah.
And he has to do whatever you want him to do.
Exactly.
Like, if you really want him to not,
Well,
and you
like
want
a
him
dog,
to hear
like a dog.
you.
A dog you give them instructions and they follow you.
Yeah.
But this is actually a human being. It's not a pet, right? It's an actual human being. But my thing with both of them is that I just feel like they're toxic for each other.
Very.
You guys get into arguments, a lot of times, from what we have seen, started by Angela. Like, you both get into these arguments, and then Michael's response is always kind of a little bit childish. And Michael, guess what? If you have a woman sending you money for this and that, and then you act as though you're for sale, because when someone tells you put down the Instagram, you don't have to LOL. The way you're acting is like a child. And then also, mommy, if you give me $5,000, mommy, I will take down the Instagram.
Yeah.
Or you're acting like a rebellious teenager. Like, I'm not going to do it because she asked me to. So none of them are being vulnerable. Like, your relationship has just disintegrated in this past 2 years that you all haven't seen each other. And it's become more and more where both of you are now cursing each other, which Michael never used to curse her. But now he openly curses you. Why? Because you cursed him. So he feels like, oh, well, this is how I need to deal with her. So it's such a toxic relationship. At this point, I wish they would just break up and move on. And in the future, I don't even know how many times I've said this to people who are American. Find an American and marry them. Find an American and have a relationship so that you don't have this power dynamic. Because sometimes, especially when you're being disrespectful or you're talking down to the foreigner, what happens is either one of two things. They will outrightly rebel, like Michael has done, right? Or they will smile. They will pretend. That's when you gotta be careful, because they're plotting and planning, and they are very patient. They are very patient. They're thinking, those ones who are smiling, as you know in your heart you're putting them down, and they're taking your stuff. They are just thinking, okay, 5 years, 7 years, and I'll be free, and I'm fine with that. And you don't want that either, because that's not love. That's not love either.
Pedro.
No.
Not that Chantel ever put him down.
Like that.
She wasn't
fighting on his behalf and stuff like that, telling her parents.
But he smiled in her face as he manipulated her, and then he dumped her and left her high and dry. Mm-hmm. Not even 2 days after the 5-year mark was dry and on that ink.
Well, he tries to say they'll be married for 7 years, but you have known each other for 7 years.
Yes.
That's different.
Yeah, so I just felt like the whole thing was really a mess. I felt like there was a way that she could have handled it better.
I hope it's over this side, both of you.
I don't think so. I don't think so, because next episode we see her going over there all dressed up, all nice, and he's in his African garb and all this stuff.
We'll see him for what's now?
Yeah, I mean, really, Angela, at this point, you need to go and get rid of the visa. But I don't think she actually wants to do that. She actually decided in her old age, she has been with this guy for so long, she's going to see it through. She's not going to waste her time with somebody else.
Yeah.
At this point, Angela, you might as well just put up with it, because you're not going anywhere. And it's not like he's done anything horrible.
I will say, don't be disrespectful.
Y'all both need to have respect for each other.
Talk to each other like human beings. If this is to work at all, like, you guys have to have some kind of counseling. And even when things are good between you, it's good to continue counseling.
Yeah.
Because your whole communication way that you all communicate has just gone left. And I am surprised these days at the words that are coming out of Michael's mouth. Because, usually, I don't want to say as Africans, a lot of times we don't go around cursing like that, but that's not true. We have now, we now, do it more than anybody else, But I will say, most Africans do not curse like that, like B, MF, this and that. They really don't. It's not really their nature to do that. It's just something. It's not really their culture. I won't say nature, but because everybody, I feel, has in their nature to be really evil. You know, like anybody can really go there. You know, if that's what they choose to do. But I will say it's just not part of the culture.
Yeah.
To act like that. So I am surprised, Michael, that you now are like bringing yourself down in your communication with her.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, let's talk about Shahida and Bilal.
Oh yes.
So they are supposed to. I guess he decided to take her to go driving. My issue with Bilal is every time that he is supposed to distract her or bring her peace or bring her comfort, he does something that completely does the opposite of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was supposed to be getting results from the doctor about her hormones.
Yes.
He decides to take her driving.
Yes.
Just to kind of, he's supposed to be showing her how to drive, or not even showing her, but he's supposed to be giving her letting her have some experience. You know, she's from Trinidad. They drive on the left side of the road here. Even in Africa, they do that.
Yeah.
In the America, they drive on the right side.
Yeah.
And it's like he's talking to her, trying to teach her, like that's like he's her daddy.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't get it. So it's like you're not even trying to bring me peace, but you're here stressing me out when I'm already worried about me having a child.
Yeah.
Or if I'm
even the blood work results.
And she's already gonna be a geriatric mother.
Yeah.
Like, you're not even bringing her any peace or solace.
Yeah.
So that was annoying. But anyway, the doctor called or whatever. Her hormone levels are fine.
Mm-hmm.
They have not gotten the test back on her ovaries or whatever. But what really got me was the fact that they were sitting down there, and Bilal decided to make a therapy session with the doctor.
I am shocked that doctor did not stop him. A lot of doctors ain't got the time. Well, you know, he was on TV. He didn't want to look like he was one of those doctors. But a lot of doctors will be like...
that OBGYN really looked like he gets cosmetic surgery. His cheeks are this high. Like they're at his eye sockets.
But you know what I thought? Because I was like, a lot of doctors would have just been like, interject to say, you know, we do have a therapy. Hold on, let me get nurse so-and-so. She will give you an appointment with one of our therapy sessions. And before he can even speak, good night, folks. He will be gone. But I was surprised that this doctor stayed on
you kept on saying
and
that.
I think it's probably because he's on TV. He doesn't want to look like one of those. He doesn't want to look like how they usually look, and ain't got no time. So he sits and is like, as the man want to come. Really have a therapy session as to what happened in your household and what she says and how you feel. I was like, oh my god.
And my thing is, Bilal, I just feel like...
Can't you go to the mosque and talk to one of your imams?
Aren't you an imam? You're also an imam yourself. Like, you go talk to your people there. And then my thing is, Bilal, yes, she might be saying the divorce word, which I believe there are some things you don't say in marriage. There are some things that they're just lines you don't cross. You don't say that, especially if you're not leaving me tomorrow. Do not tell me you're divorcing me unless you actually have drawn up the paperwork. Do not say that.
You know, I never said I was divorcing.
You just left the paper on the table.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
And the night before, I had a really good time with him. And all that. Like, he thought like we were like starting anew, afresh. Anywho, I have to say, shame on me later on because I remarried. But, you know, hey, we're good co-parents. Well, we try. But yeah, I will always laugh about that. Now. Yeah, and you know, it's so funny because now you always say, and you tell a kid, you know, when your mama gets quiet and she is smiling in your face when you've done something wrong, watch out. Because that's when stuff might happen. Don't be fooled. Yeah, that always tickles me. Anyhow, yeah, don't go around saying the D word. What's the point of saying the D word when you're not... There's no need to say the D word. You can leave it on the table if that's what you wanted to do. But
it's like it's a threat. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like Shahida...
I don't know why she's doing
obviously, you're not going nowhere. Because if you were, you would have actually left him when you saw the red flags from the beginning. Like we all said. So, please just stop. You want a child, so you got a man who does not want children.
He already has two.
He has two. And I feel like she's already settling because this woman has had no kids. I feel like she's already settling because I'm sure she would have loved to have more than one.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like
And
she would have liked
really
to have had
can.
more than at least maybe 2, maybe 3, because island families, African families, usually you come from a big family most of the time. So who wants to have just one child? Unless you're a woman who's like, okay, I'm having one child to feel like a woman, and that's about it.
Yeah.
But I don't get those vibes from her.
Yeah.
So she's already settling for the one child,
Yeah.
and he wants to wait till you are
That's
a
if
raisin
that's if he
before.
ever allows that.
Exactly, but that's why I felt like Shahida. This is why I would never get with a man who has kids, because I feel like he knew you wanted kids.
Yeah.
I mean, and I feel like Shahida, you probably should have not been so desperate so quickly. You probably should have waited it out for the right person.
Yeah.
And, I feel like we all get impatient. I get impatient as well. But I feel like, you could have, if you had just waited maybe 6 more months, maybe just right around the river band, there would have been a man who was younger, who had no kids, and would have happily impregnated you the nights after your wedding.
Exactly.
And you would have had kids back to back to back. Instead of you here with the struggle bandits who don't want kids.
Yeah.
So there's only so much I can say. And he's now trying to use the fact that you say divorce. Bilal, you know why she's upset, you know why she's frustrated, and you know what you need to do, but you
Bilal
don't care.
Is
You don't care.
Gaslighter that we saw before you all got married.
He don't care.
So he will use anything to say why he's not impregnating you right now.
Yeah.
And now, but though Shahida is talking about oopsie. So I just wonder, Shahida, I don't know, like somebody I used to know, I don't know if you poke your hole in the
You all know you use
condom.
them hijabby pins to poke it in the condom, girl.
Don't say hijabby pins with that.
Oh.
Don't say hijabby pins with that act. But, and what you need to, I don't want to, I mean, like, I don't know what you're doing that you're saying oopsie, Shahida.
I don't know. I don't even want to get into Muslim sex people.
Oopsie? Because he says very firmly
that there
have been nothing, like no accidents or whatever. Like he is very, he's very intentional about ensuring there will be no oopsies.
Well, she said
you say there's oopsies though.
Well, I don't want to expose my sister. I really don't.
She exposed herself on national TV.
Well, we're also giving details, so what it could be.
No, I don't know what it is. All I'm saying though, Shida, is this.
I'm sorry, girl.
One thing about me, I just don't lie about stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he lied.
Don't be deceived. No, I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, one lie doesn't beget another lie in a marriage. Like, that's I hope you're on the up and up, because what I will hate for you, I rather you divorce him and find someone who sees you, understands you, wants to give you a child, can't wait to put his seed inside of you. I'd rather you have someone like that than later on the child is born through the oopsie that he blames on you, and then now you guys are having fights. Yeah. As the child is being, as the child is growing in your womb, because that brings a lot of I always feel it brings a lot of strife to the baby, and the baby's not even here yet. So I'd rather you're not doing oopsies that he's unaware of the oopsies. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Be honest, and honest enough, and have the courage enough to say, something, I thought that this will work. Yeah. But it's not, and I'm just not going to waste your time or mine. Yeah. Instead of you being bitter and being angry, this is where it's supposed to be stressful. In a blissful marriage. Exactly. Now it's like you can't even be in a happy place. Yeah. Because he refuses to get you pregnant. Yeah. And that's the thing I have with Bilal and him being an imam. I just feel like to be an imam, you have to be made of stronger stuff than that. Any little thing she does, you complain. Like any little thing. Oh my God, she said this, so I think that she will leave. Can't you talk her out of that, or help her to see the light as an imam? I don't know this man doing marriage counseling. I hope not. But yes, anyway, let's talk about Ed and let's talk about Liz. So they're having an engagement party. Yeah. I don't know why. This man has gone with you 8 times, and now it's it's about to be the 9th time, because apparently there was some fight that broke out during their engagement party or whatever. Mm-hmm. It was with a friend who was a lesbian of Liz,
And he said that friend was arguing with her like they were ex-lovers or something, and it
So
seemed
then
like
he
it was
asked,
passionate.
Is that your ex-lover? And she
Or no, she asked her. He asked her, "Are you currently having a relationship with this woman?" And she gets up and walks away, and she basically is like,
I didn't say. I don't think he said currently. He asked like,
He said, "Are you having a relationship with her?"
between them, like before or whatever. But the thing is, she had already told Ed that this woman had been attracted to her. But to ask her that on the engagement, I feel as though it was just Ed sabotaging. And then when she walked away, it's still that weird power play that he did with the other Asian girl who he went and got from that place. He's doing the same thing with him, with Ed. He's so used to toxicity, like he always has to create some drama going on. And because this has been her norm with relationships, that's why she puts up with it. But she walks away, takes up the ring, leaves it, I guess, with the producer's phone. But it's like he right away is telling her, take up the engagement ring and go pack your stuff and get out of my place. First of all, people, this is what you need to know. No one can just tell you to get out of their place without a 30-day notice. So, don't allow anyone just to be kicking you out.
with that manipulator. That makes I would have never.
So
I wouldn't even been with somebody
thinking,
like
I'm
Ed.
thinking that her children are not with her because she has 2 kids. So I just wonder.
God forbid they're in that toxic environment.
That's a good thing. If they're not with her, that's a good thing, because the way Ed is kicking her out every single time they break up, someone kicks me out of their place, I don't think I will never go to that place again.
Yeah, never. I just think it's a waste of time or whatever.
Yeah.
But let's talk about Kim and Usman. So they're supposed to, Kimbali.
The mother does not want Usman to be with a Caucasian woman who's old anymore. Period. Full stop. The end. And she has let him know. But he's still going to be
and she
with
said that
Kimbali
she will.
Anyway.
Yes, which I think is just wrong. Why would you take her there for that embarrassment?
Because he wants her to be stressed.
Well, also,
let her know other women want him because they are around the world.
You know what's also interesting though, Usman? Kimberly makes you feel like every woman will want you. Desperate women will want you, but the cream of the crop will not be checking for you. I'm sorry to say.
Mediocre.
I know. So, and then my thing is also the fact that you're here talking about you want to be with a European, a German, a Hispanic, like different women who are maybe from your tribe. How is a Hispanic woman going to be from your tribe? How is a European woman going to be from your tribe to give you a child?
Well, I think
and your mother also said that you don't have to look far. Because there are plenty of women who want you in your own village currently.
Yes.
So the fact that you want to go outside somewhere else to find another American woman shows me that you ain't about shit.
Yeah.
Okay?
He's not.
And the mom said she can marry him in 7 days. Which I thought was very interesting. And I know she's telling the truth. Because here in Africa, my mom told me most of the men are actually married by 24.
Yeah, a lot of them are.
Most of them are. So you have to be very careful. So I feel that he is just wasting his time. Yeah. He is wasting Kimberly's time, and I don't think he's serious.
With Kimberly, he's going to tell the mom, "Look, I'm marrying her. She has agreed to the second wife, so you can go ahead and find me a second wife. But Kimberly, remember this man has said that he might also get a woman from his village who lives elsewhere, in the Western world. So be aware of that. This man may actually go and have those 3 wives, as he had said to Kimberly one time when she threw the water at him.
He said 5.
Don't be surprised, Kimberly.
If you take him to America, he might be looking for women there. That's what I think.
The door to polygamy. So don't be surprised if you get it.
I don't think Kimberly's ready. I wouldn't advise anyone to go down that road. But this will end badly for her.
Yeah. And it's sad because it's wasting your time. And you're 50 years old, you don't have time to waste.
You really don't. Yeah. But who was it? Okay, so let's talk about Andre and Libby. Apparently he's having some issues. Apparently he was a cop or whatever before, and that he was in court or something about it. Yeah. So they're wanting to interview him, which is actually not a good...
But he did say that he was, acquitted or whatever. And it's been 10 years now, nothing shows up on his records there. But I just wonder to myself, Libby, your mouth is like this. I can see Libby telling her siblings in the past everything about Andre. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember one time Charlie asking him about what happened when you were a cop in Moldova. How did he know that if Libby didn't say? And Libby is like this. She used to be like that. She's doing less now. But I'm sure she has told the family something, and they'll call immigration. Why not? Why will they not call immigration? I mean, your sister already told you that, what you said about deportation. Oh, he didn't get deported yet or something, she said. So, I mean, that's why when you have your spouse, stop all that. As a woman, you guys are married, you guys are supposed to keep each other's secrets.
Yeah.
Something happened with me, him in Moldova, that's not for your whole family to know about, really.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as you know the truth of what it was. You don't need to tell family because they're already suspicious about this foreigner. Then when you start talking about, oh, he was investigated, by the way, on the police force, but he was acquitted. All they heard was he was on the police force, got fired. That's what they hear.
Yeah.
Did some, stuff.
Fraudulent behavior.
Yes. Was arrested, probably spent time in jail. Like, they just go with the story.
Yeah.
And so now, Libby, you're all surprised. I cannot see my family doing that. Really? I mean, I can see everybody in your family doing that, except for your daddy. Yes, I can. All those sisters, I can see them calling immigration. Why not?
Me personally, I wouldn't really give a damn what my siblings doing. You have married a foreigner. I might give you some back talk when she's not around. But I'm not calling no immigration to go report nobody. Because God forbid you come for me and my family next, and then we've got a big problem. So I'm not getting involved.
How the sisters have been and the brother from the very beginning.
I would hope they wouldn't do that.
Okay, I don't know what you all see. Have you seen these siblings with her? Okay, I can see all of her siblings, Charlie included, and the mama. The only person I cannot see on the phone is the daddy. That's it. Everybody else,
yes,
I can see.
I have a convict here with my daughter. Yeah, y'all need to come pick him up.
Even giggling about it too, making it to a joke.
Thank you. Yes, I would like to see him in jail.
Can't trust him.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what Chantel needs to do.
Yeah, I would have.
Go and start talking about it.
Hello, immigration. But yes, let's talk about Jenny and Sumit's last Kama
they finally
Sutra.
went to the Kama Sutra.
And my eyeballs did not need to see what was going on. I did not need to
cute,
have physical.
They laughed a lot, and it was cute. The teacher, the way the teacher kept on looking at that was hilarious.
The teacher was literally like, I hope she doesn't break anything or have any injuries with these poses and positions.
And then they reminded us, they showed us a picture where Jenny was doing yoga with the mom. I almost died, but that was the day that she did her little throat cleaning. I don't think we could eat for like 24 hours.
No. And there was blood coming out her mouth. I don't think that's natural.
Oh, please, let's not recap.
I don't know. But that just seemed very odd to me.
But I think that was all for
yes, y'all. But it's Mary
and Amma.
You guys have to like,
subscribe,
share,
and comment
down below.